save it. But yeah, we were working on changing things to blueprints. Yeah, this is what it looks like right now. You know, we got Bitey running around. He's not doing too much, and we've been working on a lot of little things. You know, this is just garbage. This is the garbage test level. So we've been working on the camera. Like the camera moves to where you're looking, things like that. And if you jump, you know, the camera doesn't move unless, you know, there's a real reason to, which is real helpful for, you know, a couple things. And, you know, we could run and jump, and the camera zooms out, and, you know, then the camera zooms in, and all that sort of stuff. Of course, yeah, there's one fat sack that we imprisoned. And we got the rest out here, enjoying their freedom. While this one is just caged. He's the slave fat sack. He's the one Bitey put there. He's trying to get up the slope, but he can't. But yeah, the reason for some of the camera stuff is so we can much more easily kind of platform over those bits. And if you haven't seen any of the others, yeah, we've got a crash issue here with our groups. So this is another thing I have to fix. But it's the states and our logic states. Some of these are getting toasted. So this is logic object. I need to fix this while I still have it done. So states is inside of this group, get logic states. So it's the states inside of the logic group that is toast. I'm cool. Alright, well, thank you. Yeah, just some basic stuff with Bitey in the game. None of it's tuned, and it's just all basic proof of concept. You know, stuff's slowly moving around. We're getting there though. It's not the quickest thing in the world. So we got a crash here, and it's crashing because the logic states that we have are trash. Like if you look at the array here, one of these has already been deleted. And we need to, and we're like inside of the end play logic object on destroy. So do we need to check like is valid or something for these states? Let's just make sure we're creating them properly. Alright, so m states. So we're cloning these states, we're saying this object owns the state. And these look correct. Logic state group.h, the states. It's a T array of stuff, but it's not a U property. So that's a problem. Yeah, both these need to be U properties. U properties have issues where they don't get garbage collected properly and stuff like that if you don't set them properly. So let me see. Let's make sure that other things are U properties. If you go to logic state itself, make sure these pointers to U objects are still U properties. And our logic object, we've got our state groups. Again, that's a U property there. Yeah, we should probably make it so we can't edit these. Like, they're just U properties. There's nothing else special about them. Shouldn't expose them, just Nothing nuts. Logic object here. New property, new property. Alright, I think that should fix it. Anyway, we'll see. Movie group and state groups. Group on destroy, state on destroy, B on destroy. Alright. Should be okay. Yeah, no, I can. Have you seen any of what Adam's been working on? I could pop open his test level maybe and let you see what that looks like a little bit. Because if you haven't seen that, that's where Adam's been applying more of his art. I've been working in, you know, a kind of a cutting room floor sort of area where there's no fancy graphics, just where I test all the things. Yeah, we got all the cool stuff over in Adam's quote-unquote beautiful corner area. Which basically how game development works, or at least how I've seen it done in the past, is when you make your prototype and you're starting to make a game, you have a kind of you want to make the prototype and all kind of the basic stuff in kind of a really ugly area, and you don't want to polish anything up at all. Just make it look like trash. It doesn't matter. And you also want a good, beautiful corner areas where everything looks good. I'm just testing a few things. You want a beautiful corner area where all your artists and your content creators can put cool looking things so that they know that, you know, their art's going to look good in the game. And usually you make like a little area where you figure out like your visual target and all that sort of stuff. So this is what Adam's been working on at the moment, is he's been working in this area, and as you can see, like there's obvious issues with movement and all that sort of stuff. But this is kind of the area that he's been messing around with. And the kind of the beautiful corner spot is kind of, I think, right here, where you know, we got like a nice waterfall in the background. We'll have Bitey there, all that. You know, nothing's, and a lot of this is all fake, but that gives you an idea of what it'll all eventually look like. You can see like a lot of this collision here is all, you know, it's really bad. You know, it makes no sense that you'd be sliding down this little thing here. But yeah, that's kind of the idea. Now this is all like a huge patchwork of just like stuff thrown together. It's supposed to look right. It's supposed to play awfully, and that's the idea of like a beautiful corner area. You can see where he's experimenting with like, well, what does it look like, you know, with these foreground layers running past and all that? What can we do with that? I just like his little wall jumping area here. Wow, it's all sorts of screwed up, huh? Can I not wall jump off of a left wall? Is that actually a thing? Let me go take a look at this. Yeah, it looks like I can't wall jump off of a left wall. Well, that's something to do with blueprints then, and I screwed up. Got our first bug in blueprints. I gotta go fix it now. So let's see, that's in the AI for the player controller that I put together earlier today. So that's gonna be the player logic object. It's inside of this garbage here. So if both of them are set, right action and left action, so it's the right action. If right action is true, set it dir to 1. Let's see. Dir.y is greater than 0. Are we actually calling jump? Jump is over here. Let's actually just do an info log here. I wonder why we couldn't jump. Like we're able to wall jump off of the right walls, not the left walls. Anyway, we can go through and fix that. On destroy of state. Let's actually go and remove a lot of debugging printouts. We don't need them. So this is on destroy of state group. On enter of FATSAC idle state. Yeah, so it's all the FATSAC AI stuff that we put together. Alright, so jump is good. What do we got? There you go. Alright, so when you play this, we should no longer be spamming the logs. we are still spamming the logs, so let's go fix it outside of blueprints. Undestroyed of state. Wait, what? Okay, undestroyed. Yeah, that's fine. That's what it's supposed to be. On exit of state. Oh, I see what happened. So those things got destroyed, and then because they weren't U properties, they got all sorts jacked up. Makes sense. Alright, we want logic state. Just take all this stuff out. We don't need you anymore. We already know we're working properly. And logic state group. We don't need any of this as well. And a logic object. Do we have any? Play best animation, locomotion, and air. What's the other one? That's so let's just check that out. So that should help us out. So now we gotta figure out exactly why our... Because I didn't get rid of our biped movement controller logic, so I can kind of look at it versus the flow graph stuff. We could also just look at simplifying a lot of that stuff, because now we don't have to do all the insane bits. All the crazy getter methods that were just maddening. So yeah, why don't we just go first through the player object and simplify all of it. So we need the, alright, is console open? If false, go here, get virtual controller. All we have to do is get controller. Yeah, we could just get this. And this is movement data, so should be a lot easier to deal with. Oh, interesting. We're calling set on this stuff, but we're not actually... How the hell does this even work? Set the value of the variable direction vector. We shouldn't even be doing this. Like, we should just be... doing that. Anyway, we should start on some specific part. What is this movement data even here for? It's just here for no reason? Well, then we can get rid of that. Alright, so we want the movement controller, so let's just get movement right there. And movement data, so get movement data. Should go right here. That looks pretty decent. Whoa, oops. I don't want to move everything all at once. What are you upset about? Need to call get direction? Alright, we can do that. You're so non-productive. It's all good. Not all of us could be amazing. No. It's You're seeing me while I'm doing work, right? So this is my job. I gotta be productive, otherwise I don't put bread on the table for myself. Let's see, this is left stick left action, left stick right action, left stick down, left stick up. Alright, we need to make sure... I really don't want to have this horrible set of crap here for setting everything. I wonder if there's a better way to construct this. Basically, I want to get if a key is down, and if both of them, like, it's really just like incrementing a variable. Like, maybe I can do a little bit better job if I just like copy paste this. And I'm like, okay, so what would I do here? If I've got like set direction Z to 0, and then I've got basically these branches here. So like set it to 0, and then like if the key is down, then I want to Is there like a float add? No, it's not. It's something else here, like float add. Where the hell were we making those add blocks? Like, it seems really stupid. It's just like, I just need like a math thing here for adding two numbers together. How can this be so hard? It's like float, and it's like float plus float, right? So we're just doing like, so if left stick up is there, then I just want to like direction, get direction. Yeah, we just want to get like dir z, and we want to add 1 to it. And we want to call set on it. This seems really complicated for just like adding a variable. You know, it's like, okay, cool. Set it to 0, and if this thing is true, then just like add 1 to it. Like, there you go. Like, that's, if the left stick is up, add 1 to a variable. Otherwise, if the key is down, you know, subtract 1 from it. It just seems such a waste of all these things. This is left stick, left action, and left stick. No, this is left stick, right action, then left stick, left action. And we're adding. This shouldn't be dir.z. This should be dir.y. Whoops. Well, it definitely looks a lot less spiderweb without the giant AND gate in there. So let's see if it actually works. Yeah, nothing works. So where is it going? It's probably just, yeah, it's not continuing forward. Alright, so that's our reroute node to back there. I'm glad they actually added those reroute nodes. Those are new with like Unreal 4 1.14. I still can't move. And the reason for that is this direction vector is not set properly. So what we should actually be doing is setting our direction vector here. And this is what we were doing earlier. So actually just chunk these two in here. Can I break this direction vector? Break link to sub. No. Can I break this direction vector? Mode variable. So we still don't know why we can't wall jump off of the left walls. Alright. Well, we do have some other issues as well. Like the countdown timer is all sorts of wrong. Oh yeah, it's because we're not subtracting from it anymore. Current delta T, we need to grab that. Cool. So that should fix that countdown timer. What is this garbage? So we've got a direction here. So Let's make sure our countdown timer is set properly. Looks like it is. Which 2 of A is less than B? It's less than 0. Looks like we're setting our jump direction to none all the time. And I think I see the problem here. We don't have anything coming into this guy here. It should be like that. Man, debugging stuff inside of this visual flow node thing is kind of awkward. Alright, so now we can wall jump off of that left wall. I just love that they roll down the hills. Because it's too steep. Yeah, put some bars on this cage. That sack, you're never getting out. You can't leave! You can't leave! Cool. So let's get back to cleaning up some of this garbage. Now I'm not super happy that I can't just like shove something into a vector real nicely, but I can get over that. Wonder if this is actually a better kind of pattern, just to do it like that. I guess it kind of works. Let's try it. And that's fine there. dir.y is less than or equal to 0 and all that fun stuff. So let's see, is there a better way to do this branching thing, where we're basically saying like if direction is less than 0, is there some sort of logical gate here that we can do, like if this is less than 0, if this is greater than 0, otherwise do this other thing without doing this curly Q crap right here? Because basically there's got to be some sort of you know, flow control thing that makes sense, right? There's got to be. There's like switching on stuff. There's a gate here, which is like enter, exit, open. Allows for opening and closing a gate to control execution flow. No. I mean, what is this multi-gate? No. Basically, I want a multi-conditional gate. Like, if this is this, do this. If this is this, then do this other thing. So it's definitely some sort of gate, right? Like, but I want, like, if I was gonna draw this gate, what would it look like? It would basically look like, I want a node that looks like, you know, this, and it's got like a, you basically have like these inputs here, and it's like, okay, so this is like the input. It would come to here, and then we've got like 3 conditions, and basically it would be like, if condition 1 is true, go here. If condition 2 is true, go here. If condition 3 is here, go here. And then these would hook out into your different logic, and these would be like your input conditions. It would be like 3 conditions on the left, and then like 3 outputs on the right. Maybe there's like a branch thing here that I can actually do. Like, can I add a pin to a branch? It's like a multi-branch or some crap like that. Let me see if there's a multi-branch blueprint. Let's see. I mean, this seems like a pretty simple sort of thing that somebody would want, you know, as opposed to doing like all these branches in a row. And what does this do? We can just AND things together. I kind of want... I mean, that's really not what I want at all. So let me think. What do we got? We got switch nodes, switch on integer, switch on blah, switch on string. We got branches. We got do n times, do once. We got a for loop with breaks. We've got gates, which are multi-gates, or like out 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, but that's like just figuring out. It takes a single data pulse and routes it to a number of potential outputs, potentially sequenced at random or may not loop. Maybe the multi-gate is what we want, but I just have to figure out how the hell to use it. Because like we have these 3 different outputs, and no, this is sort of what I want, but I want like a condition that routes it to which one here. And in order to do this, I'd have to like set an integer and then route on that integer. I don't like it. Sequence. We have a sequence thing. No, that doesn't work. While loop. No. Yeah, I want an if, else if. You can use a switch on int. It's a flow node that takes an integer. No. Yeah, this guy's got this like else if node here. That's pretty much exactly what I want. Yeah, it's not something that actually exists. And this was asked for in 2014. So I guess, can we make a macro? How do we add an input? New Boolean, like condition 1, or just condition? And it's basically like if condition. This doesn't work at all. This is garbage. This is just trash. Alright, we're just gonna get rid of you. So what I really need to do is I need to like find this branch statement thing in Unreal and then just go implement this myself. So what's a good way to find it? If condition is true, execution goes to true. So let's go edit core code because I want my cake and I want to eat it too. So if this crap doesn't exist, then I'm gonna make it exist. Like, I'm an engineer, Dan. Alright, so it looks like Kismet is this thing that we've got here, and there's an if then else thing here. If condition is true, execution goes true, otherwise it goes false. This is if. Yeah, if else. Alright, what we want is a multiple branch sort of thing. And we've got like all these sorts of things. Struct member gets, variable gets. So we need to make a new Kismet node, supposedly. Well, let's actually just do if else branch blueprint. Let's see if somebody's already made this. Advanced branch. Let's take another 5 minutes and take a look at it, because I don't want to screw around with all this crap unless I have to. If I have to, I have to, but let's try to be lazy first. Alright, so it seems like I could make a few simple things, but it wouldn't be exactly what I want. Like, I could make a macro, which basically I could hide a few things in there and make a few, like, if then, if else, then sort of thing, but let's find an example of a node that has multiple outputs and has pins and stuff like that. So there's sequences. Only look at what the sequence has. Get out pins, so there's add graph pin, out pins, local terminal on there. See if it's the first time in. We allocate pins. It is random. Alright, well, we could, but why don't we try making a macro first? That's just like an if, else if, then sort of thing. And so we want to go into our gameplay player logic, and we want to make a macro. Let's make a macro. Let's call this if else. If else. Okay. If. And we want just two inputs. I want to just call it condition 1 and condition 2. Outputs are going to be not booleans but executable pins. So it's just going to be output 1, output 2, and then output 3. And then this just a condition 1. You're basically like, okay, well the condition here is this, and there should be a new variable. And this is an exec node. And this is input. If this is true, we go to output 1. So that would be a macro there, so it would be like, if this is true, then do this. If the second one is true, then do this. So if we go back to the event graph, basically what I can do is, let's do if else.